'Cause I'm the last of you.
Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a makeup tutorial on this look. I have been doing this every day for summer pretty much, and I will also probably be doing it into the school year for college. So it's a really nice look just for class if you want to look a little bit more put together and not just kind of roll out of bed, which is what I do most of the time. So don't feel like you have to do this every day. Obviously, it is just if you want to look a little bit nicer for class. And it's really simple and easy and gives you kind of a fresh and glowy look. And I talk about it a little bit in the video how you obviously don't have to do this much. You don't have to do as much eyeshadow or a lip. I normally just wear chapstick, but this is if I am doing a lip, I'll do something like this. So if you guys want to add more than this, less than this is just kind of the basic makeup look that I do on a day-to-day basis. So I hope you guys enjoy, and if you want to figure out how to do this look, just keep watching. I start with my primer, and this actually isn't a primer. It's kind of funny. It's men's aftershave, but I've used this for as long as I can remember, and it works so much better than a primer in my opinion. And it's just the Nivea Men Post Shave Balm. So I put that all over my face, kind of as a primer slash moisturizer, because it kind of works both. Sorry I get kind of red when I like rub my face. My skin is kind of sensitive, I guess. And also sorry that I just look really pale in general. I haven't tanned or self-tanned or spray tanned or anything in so long. There's kind of no point in the summer, even though I'm not getting a natural tan at all because it's been raining every single day in Florida. So I haven't really got a tan this summer, which is sad. So that's why I look this pasty. That being said, this is probably a little bit dark for me right now, but it still kind of blends and works. I use the Maybelline Fit Me Matte and Poreless foundation in the color 310. I've also used this for as long as I can remember. It's just the best drugstore foundation I've ever used. And I use this little like cap from a different bottle because this one doesn't have like it just opens straight into the thing. So I like to have something to kind of like take and put on my face. So then I'm just going to take a damp beauty blender, and this one's kind of gross. I need to switch it out. And I just pat my foundation all into my face. I just love this foundation because it's probably the most full coverage for the drugstore. So it's definitely the best value I found. At the same time, it feels really lightweight, so it's perfect for college or if you're going to class. Now, I know a lot of people don't want to wear foundation every day to class, and that is totally okay. I actually probably won't this semester. I have for the last 2 years I've been in college because, as you guys might have seen in one of my recent videos, I just finished clearing my acne. And so before that, I always wanted to wear foundation every day. I wore makeup every single day in high school and the beginning of college just because my skin was so bad I had to at least wear foundation every day. But now that my skin is clear, I probably won't do this every single day. Next, I'm going in with my Jacqueline Morphe palette. I use this every single day in the summer and school year, all the time. I used to use like the Morphe 350 for a long time, but when this came out I had to get it because I love Jacqueline Hill and I love the colors in this. So I'm just going to go in with a Wet n Wild, just kind of fluffy brush. I use this for my transition color every day, and I'm going to be taking this orange kind of brighter shade for my transition. Sorry, I don't really know like all the names of them, and I just normally use like my Too Faced mirror to like get up close, and I just go in and focus that in my crease. Again, I always do this eyeshadow look. I never really switch it up, even though there's so many colors in this palette and they're all so pretty. I always just do the same thing like once I find something that works for me. After your transition shade, I go in with kind of a flatter fluffy brush. I don't know the brand of this. I think I ordered them online or something. And I will go in with this lighter pink mauve kind of color, kind of a dusty pink. I really like this color. I kind of just started using this one. Before I did kind of like a lot of redder shades, but I like using this pink and kind of just go over that transition color into my crease. And obviously, again, you don't have to do this much eyeshadow every day for college. I just kind of like to do that when I do want to add a little bit more makeup for the day. Most days I'll just take that one transition color and just throw it in my crease and then I'm done. But this is if I want a little bit more color. Then I'm going to take my finger and go in with this really pretty reddish pink kind of shimmery shade. I take that on my finger like this and just put it in the outer corner of my eye. And again, if I don't want all of this eyeshadow on, I will just take like a nude color on my finger, one of those nude mattes at the top. I'll show you in a second. And I take that and just put that all over my lid if I don't want to do all of this eyeshadow. I would normally take one of these, but if I'm doing this kind of shimmery look, I will take this brighter pink on my finger and I put this on the inner corner of my eye. And do the same thing on this eye. And then I'm going to go in with another fluffy brush. I just kind of have separate ones for the different colors I like to use. And then I'm going to go in with this color right here. It looks a lot more redder on camera, but it's kind of muted brown. And kind of go over where I put that dusty pink earlier, just to deepen it up a little bit more. I'm then going to take this darker reddish brown color with a smaller, this is an e.l.f. brush, it's kind of just tapered at the end, and do this on the very outer corner just to really deepen up your crease. And last, for the eyeshadow look, I will be taking this darker brown here. It still is kind of a warm shade with an Urban Decay, it's like the double brush that I think it came in like a Naked palette or something. And I'm going to drag this under my eye, just on my lower lash line, focusing it kind of on the outside since it is a darker color, and do the same for the other eye. And I'm also going to put a little bit on the fluffier side and get the very outer corner of my eye very lightly, just to kind of connect those two colors to the bottom. Going back in with that double-sided brush, I'm going to take that lighter reddish brown color on the small side and drag that in the front half of my under eye, just to kind of let that fade into a little bit of a lighter color in the front. Sorry, I feel like when I'm doing things and like focusing, I like sit with my mouth open. I'm like, or stick my tongue out or something. And the very last thing I like to do is take this really white shimmery shade up here in the corner, and I will use this as a highlight on my brow bone and inner corner. So just drag this right here above your eyeshadow to highlight. I also like to take my beauty blender and kind of stamp onto the side of my eye to kind of create like a sharp line of my eyeshadow. I know this is kind of weird, I've never really seen anyone else do this, but I'm too lazy to like tape it off or anything, especially if it's just like quick every day. And this never really like gets into my foundation or anything after I use that, so it works pretty well for me. Next, for concealer, I'm going to use the NYX HD Studio Photogenic Concealer, and this is in the color CW03. Just looks like this. I love this concealer. It's also just a few dollars. I think I get it at Ulta. I'm actually running out of this. I'm gonna have to get a new one soon. And I'm just going to conceal all under my eyes. I don't like to drag it. I like to just do like dots with the doe foot applicator and just kind of cover the whole. I just threw that cap like really far on accident, so it's gonna stay like this. So now I'm gonna take the other side of my beauty blender. I'm kind of realizing how nasty this is. I have to switch this out after this video. I should have done it before. But I'm just going to go under my eye with the end of my beauty blender and blend all of that concealer out. This is obviously really self-explanatory, but I like to do a lot of concealer under my eyes, especially during school, because I'm tired most of the time and you want to cover up those dark circles. Now I'm going in with the Rimmel London Stay Matte powder. This is in the shade 004 Sandstorm. I'm just going to use this big e.l.f. powder brush. I have a lot of e.l.f. brushes just because they're super cheap and they work really well. However, I bought this when it was like $2 or something a long time ago. And now they've gone up to like $4 or $5, so I'm like, I just really lightly kind of dust this everywhere and put a little bit extra where I use my concealer. Next, for bronzer, I am using the Becca Perfect Skin Mineral Powder Foundation. So this is actually a powder foundation, but I just got it in a darker shade so I can use it as a bronzer, and it's worked really nicely. So it just looks like this. It's a really pretty warm color that works for contouring, and this is in the color Mink. So next I'm just going in with another e.l.f. brush. This is the Complexion Brush. And I just like it because I can kind of like squeeze the end of it and make it kind of thin for contouring. So I'm just going to grab that, tap off a little bit, and contour into my cheeks. I like to just do kind of a straight line for the most part and then buff it out. And I will also take this up on my forehead, really focusing it on the edges of my forehead to kind of connect the two without going all the way down. It just helps frame your face a lot more. And I wouldn't really call this contouring, it's kind of just bronzing. I just use this as a bronzer. I don't really go too hardcore on contouring. And lastly, I will just take a little bit off the sides of my nose. For blush, I use the Milani Baked Blush in Luminoso. It's kind of scratched up. I've had this for a while in Luminoso. And this does last a really long time because I barely ever have to replace it. I'm just going to put a little bit on my cheeks. So after blush, I'm going to highlight with Ofra's highlighter, and this is in Rodeo Drive. This is an amazing highlighter. I used Becca's Champagne Pop for the longest time, and it was like my go-to only highlighter I ever used. And then once I tried this one, I loved it, and it's like half the price, I think. My big Sarah actually gave me this, and I'm so happy she did because I love it. I think she used it in a college makeup tutorial that she did as well, and I think she might have like a discount code, so I will link her video down below. Make sure to check that out and also subscribe to her. After highlight the face is done, besides my eyebrows, but I do that later, I'm going to go ahead and curl my eyelashes, and then I'm going to go in with my mascara. I normally use this Maybelline Rocket Volume Express. I always use the mascara. It's my favorite one from the drugstore, but I'm actually running out right now, so I'm just going to use this It Cosmetics Superhero Mascara. It's just like a mini one because I actually got it for my birthday gift this month from Ulta, and it's in the color Super Black. But I really like how this works, so I might be purchasing the full size later. And I just go in and do my first coat of mascara. I do quite a few coats of mascara just because I like my eyelashes to be really long and full. I'm probably just gonna speed up this part because it takes a hot second. While that first coat is drying, I like to go ahead and start my eyebrows because I will be going back later and doing more mascara. So I'm just gonna take, I think this is an Eco Tools little eyebrow brush, and all of the like plastic bristles like snapped off. So all I have is the little brush, but that's all I really used anyways. I just really need to replace a lot of my brushes because I've had them forever. This is another little brush I don't know the brand of. It is just a little angled brush. I think it's for eyeliner, but I use it for my eyebrows. And I use this Colormate's brow powder. I'm not sure what, this might be like dollar store, honestly. I don't remember, but it actually works really good, and I just haven't run out of it yet, so I don't go buy another one. But I like to just use like any kind of brown eyeshadow or my bronzer to start filling in my eyebrows. My eyebrows are really thin and like non-existent, so I have to fill in at least the front of them. But I like using a powder because it's really light and not very harsh. My eyebrows are the struggle sometimes. You probably can see in some of my videos. I really need to get it under control because my eyebrows are like two different shapes and one of them's like higher than the other. And I have a hard time making them even look like sisters, much less twins. So hopefully I will get that together soon and they won't look as crazy all the time, because sometimes one of them's like not cute. So once I do the brow powder, I will go back with my mascara and just do another coat. This mascara is really lengthening. It's not as much like adding volume. That's why I really like that Maybelline one, because it really does both. It's the best drugstore mascara out there, and if I am getting something high-end, I like the Too Faced better than Sex. Sometimes I will go in and curl my eyelashes again over top of either my first or second coat, which I know is probably kind of bad. You're not really supposed to curl your eyelashes with mascara on them, but sometimes I just need that extra lift, you know? My eyelashes are really long, I feel like. They just kind of don't always curl up all the time. They kind of go straight out unless I curl them. Once I finish that second coat of mascara, I will let it dry and go back to my eyebrows. And I take this little Wet n Wild eyebrow pencil. I think it might be technically an eyeliner, but it's in the color Taupe of the Morning. I just kind of go over a little bit in the front of what I did with the powder, but I mostly focus this on the end and kind of draw out the tail of my eyebrow. I love this eyebrow pencil. It's like the perfect color, the perfect consistency, and I think it's only like 98 cents or something. I used to be able to just find them at the drugstore, and I still see them at Walmart and stuff, but they only have like black and dark brown. They don't have this color anywhere. It's so crazy and I love it, so I'm upset that I can't just like go get it. But I found it in the randomest spot like last year during the school year. I found them in a Winn-Dixie. I was getting groceries, and so I bought like 2 extras. And they last me a really long time, so that's probably going to be fine for a while, and by then I'll probably find something else I like to use. After I do that with my brows, I will go back with mascara again and I will do my lower lashes. So going back to my eyebrows, I just take the setting powder I used on my face, and I will take like a little kind of fat and fluffy brush, and I just kind of brush that over my brows, which is also something I don't really see people do, but it kind of just softens up the pencil I did and kind of makes it blend better. Since my natural eyebrows are pretty light, I like to make sure that my brows don't look too dark. So for lips, I'm going to be using this Bite Beauty. It's like a matte cream lip crayon. And I think this is in the color Glace. I don't know. It just looks like this. It says Bite on it, and it's like a little crayon like this. So it's really nice and creamy. So I'm just going to put that all over my lips and also fill in the inside. So I do really like this color, but I would probably wear it just like this in the winter or if I was really tan. But since I am a little bit paler right now, I want to lighten it up a little bit just so it's not so dark and kind of that purpley color. I want to add a little bit more pink to it. So I'm going to go in with the NYX Lingerie liquid lipstick, and this I believe is in the color, well, it's just a number, it's 07. I thought it had a name. I thought these, oh, Satin Ribbon, that's what it's called. So I'm just going to put that over top of the lip crayon. It kind of just lightens it up and makes it not as dark, which I really like the look of this, kind of that purpley pink but lighter and more muted. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this video and this makeup look. Again, you can kind of make it however you want it. Do a little bit less, a little bit more, whatever you like for college. I personally do like to do something like this if I do want to look a little more presentable and put together, but most of the time I would not do this much makeup. This is just kind of the most that I would do. Make sure to check out the other college videos I've uploaded so far, and also if you have any other requests for college related videos, please leave them down below. I will be trying to film a few more before the semester starts and also into the school year, so stay tuned for those. Thanks for watching!